Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back. It's me, Phil. I'm on the TWOFOLD Podcast once again, and this time we are on a proper episode and not an episode that was the best ever. With me is absolutely new, coming from back in time from the lands everywhere we go. Tim is here. Tim, hello.
I've returned. Normality has been restored. Do not worry, young child, old man. It's a weird combination of listeners, I gotta admit. It was just a
young child, old man.
Young child and old man. It's all good. Good to be back. Good to be back.
We're happy you're back. We're happy you're back. He's back. And Jacob is here too. Jake, hi.
Oh God.
This isn't Paco. This is actually Jacob doing something. That's the sound of when Steve Jobs used to talk on the Apple keynotes when he was like, "This computer's so fast, it's a screamer."
Those are my favorite words.
This is,
and then Jacob would go,
"Wow!" It sounds like R2D2 like gargling, after he brushes his teeth.
So
exactly.
Yeah. Wow, Jacob's got some drinks. I think we all have some drinks with us today as well. Welcome, dear listeners.
Come on, let's not be prejudiced. Liquid? No, you don't have liquid hydrogen. Well, technically, but no.
Technically, H2O is hydrogen, oxygen, 2,
and number 2, good old number 2. Like you have in the packages food, the E's and this good old coloring number 2.
Coloring number 2. Put that in there.
2, something like that.
Get a slice out of pie. Out of life. Sure. Slice out of life pie. Oh man, okay.
Some pie and some coffee.
I am the host. So we're back to a normal. Yeah, well I wanted to ask Tim, I didn't want to ask you anything actually. It's good to have you back, Tim. That's all I wanted to say.
Welcome.
I wanted to say I'm glad that we are 3 again instead of 2, even though the last episode was, by and large a hit.
Man, yeah, the last episode was so bad.
I think the less talked about that, the better.
So I was away, and I wanted to check what what my boys were doing. It started off pretty good.
How far did you get? 2 minutes or 3?
I listened to the whole thing. First.
Great.
It was it started off really good. Like you guys were roasting me. It was like good old times, and I was laughing. It was like ha ha ha, good old times. And then it just got really boring.
Oh no!
You guys are you're reading a tweet, and it was like for like a half an hour you couldn't read the tweet, and I was like, and then you read it again, and then again. I'm like, what's happening? Have they lost their mind?
And
then you talked about some stuff towards the end. It was interesting, but yeah.
Okay, good. Well, I mean, we kind of balanced it out. Thank goodness we don't have to do that. Hopefully, for a while. Okay, good.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Frank appreciated reading his tweet. It's just that you guys sounded like you lost your mind for a second there.
You reached the bottom of the pit.
Yeah, we reached the bottom of the pit. Hopefully, we're here to come out of the pit with minor damages. So
yeah,
Johnny,
so I'm glad to be back.
Johnny, play the theme song, Johnny. Very good.
Johnny was with me too. He's basically my assistant. So
that's right. That's right.
Last time.
Okay, got it.
That's
good that we have him now.
The podcast is once every 2 weeks. He's got to do something meanwhile, but I felt sorry for him. I hired him, as a PA.
By the way, hasn't Johnny been working with us forever?
Mm-hmm.
We found Johnny. Do you guys remember where we met Johnny?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he came in the No. Remember when you guys were doing that old podcast, Phil and Jane conversation in that studio, and I visited, and you guys, I was asking
about that place.
Yeah, because I was asking who's doing the controls in the back, and you're like, we don't even know. So I went to introduce myself to the guy, and it turned out it's Johnny. We went to the bar, had some drinks.
But Tim, that answers the question of how you met Johnny, but it doesn't answer the question how we met Johnny.
I don't think you guys met him. You guys were such big stars back then. It was like, you didn't care. It's like as long as the mics are on, and he send you the file in the end.
Yeah, I think when we bought that studio,
Johnny came with it.
I think Johnny came with it. Like, they told us like, this is a studio, and it used to be this other studio, but Johnny can come over and work for you full time. And then we employed him for like 7 years full time employment, but his hours were like 2 hours
every week.
It's exactly like when you guys sold the studio. I felt bad for him.
That's true.
Like he was because you.
It was like Sound City, like he's out
exactly.
Of a job.
Like you have a Neve, board, and then you have Johnny. Yeah. It's the same thing basically. He's a vintage
Johnny's
man.
been doing that for 30, 40 years in that studio, and then we came over and overtook that.
A good ear, you can't find that nowadays.
No,
everyone's listening to like crappy headphones their entire life. Their reference is not good,
and also a very fine finger to press play.
Oh yes. Anytime you want, like he'll run from the toilet just to press the. He can feel it.
Johnny is a man of skill.
You can feel the soul in the press. It's different than if we pressed it. If we pressed it, it'd be poop. It'd
heartless.
Be crap. Yeah. When Johnny presses it, you feel it. And
exactly. That's why I invited him to my wedding. He played the songs on my wedding.
No, that's good.
Do you remember
man?
the guy who was on the stage?
Of course.
Absolutely.
How could I forget? But I wanted to say that,
Johnny.
Especially because Johnny plays, he likes to play from sometimes like his cassette machines and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Or tape machines. He's a master craftsman. And then when he presses, the tape
cassettes,
a little bit bends.
Master craftsman. Oh, yeah.
It kind of bends a little bit, and that's where the magic comes from. It's just that.
That's where the magic comes from. So Johnny's listening in on
quality
this,
audio. When I think of audio quality, I think of cassettes. Just like a 40-year-old cassette that's been run like 1,000 times.
I said cassette. I wanted to go straight to tape, like recording audio onto tape.
Yeah. Oh,
like
okay.
2-inch tape.
That's different.
But I first said cassette because it's the first thing that reminds me when I hear the.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, we're not famous anymore. You guys are not famous anymore. I never was famous. So now we have to record this podcast on a cassette, and that's why Johnny's here because he knows how to operate it. He's got the ear and he's got the finger.
From riches to rags.
From hero to zero.
To cassette. That's why you hear the cassette, when you're listening to podcasts.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know how Johnny gets it.
Do you ever get that ad on Facebook and stuff for that cassette plugin?
Oh, yeah. I bought that plugin a long time ago, so it's okay. I don't have to.
Really?
No way.
Yeah, it was even cheaper than the sale is now. It was for 20 euros. Like,
really? So 20 euros?
That. Yeah,
he sprinkled that money.
Do you sprinkle on our stuff, like on our
Yes. I sprinkled it on the. Well, I can't say now the real, but no, it's sprinkled on other things. I sprinkled it on.
Cool. So I sounded pretty good from what I could tell.
It's a good, yeah. There's a better one called RC80. It does have like VHS and like old tape, but that's $150. It's a bit expensive. Plugins are expensive, but when they're on sale, you sprinkle.
That's like if you want to get money poor after the car incident, you can get plugins.
Right. Well, I can tell you what's not expensive: a subscription to Netflix. And because COVID-19 is still ravaging the earth, particularly where we are citizens of, apparently,
is it? Oh, your citizens, yeah. Your country, your mother country is being ravaged still.
It's being ravaged.
Yeah,
you need to talk to your countrymen.
Yeah, let's do it, Jacob. Let's just go.
I have a phone,
my countrymen.
I have a phone on my desk. It's that old like '60s phone with a little spin dial, and it says underneath "countrymen." That's what I pick up to call my countrymen.
It's like the red phone for the president.
Oh, it's random.
It's like it's random. It's just like the first one. It's like, hey, you a countryman? Yes. Tim told me to speak to you.
We need to rally together.
Messing around.
Wear a mask for Pete's sake. And on Netflix,
you all have diabetes.
So Netflix. I see what you're doing.
I gotta go somewhere. I mean, like, look.
Because I thought you were going to talk about different pricing plans of Netflix and what's the best.
No, this isn't the podcast for pricing. Once we get to pricing plans, I know that we're going to have to change topics.
Do you have 4K Netflix?
I do not have 4K Netflix because my internet's not good enough for it, so I didn't do 4K.
Oh, it's true. But you do have a 4K TV, right?
I do, in fact, have a 4K TV. I'm watching 4K movies on it, and it is.
Did you guys see they announced that this is now? I put it in our Halo chat. So far, it's like the premium things. Now you can make a wall out of it, but they're gonna have micro LED TVs.
Oh, that's right.
It's like one thing I was waiting for OLEDs, and I was like, but now I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for the.
Let's just talk a little bit about TVs real quick. A little bit about TVs. Okay, so the wall. I remember
microwave.
This is what it's about. This is what it's about. So the wall. It's this giant TV. Essentially, you can just stick on your wall. And Samsung.
It's a lot of small TVs.
Right, yes.
So it's like a 4K TV that's like a meter or something like that, and then you just stick a bunch of them together and you get like 16K.
Yeah.
This is great. So this is like
pretty cool, man.
Basically the evolution of like home cinema.
The evolution.
Yeah, it's like micro LED, so basically every pixel is one LED with 3 colors.
Ooh.
So everyone is dimmable. It's not like backlit like classic. It's like everyone
I hate
is dimmable.
backlit.
So
I
here's the question that I have for you.
So much.
This is the $1 million question that no one has been able to answer me because I haven't researched it enough. But you're here now, and you guys know more about it. And you can tell me.
We're the experts, just like Johnny.
So listen.
Yes.
Here's my big question when it comes to. I believe it's OLED. Is that what we're talking about here?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So
no. OLED is a different technology. You have LED classic, then you have OLED, which is a natural LED, right? And then you have mini LED, which is sort of like LED, and it's between LED and micro LED, and that's what the new Apple stuff is going to use. That it's basically it's LED, but it's smaller, so the light doesn't leak too much into the darkness, so it's a little bit better contrast. And then you have micro LED.
What is the technology that turns off the pixel for black?
That's OLED, but it's similar to micro LED. But OLED is the problem that it's natural. It kind of first thing, images get burned into it easily, and also it doesn't have a long lifespan. So a couple of years, and then
we're back to plasma.
What I wanted to ask is, when it turns off the pixel, the LED. What is the threshold for black?
Satan black. I don't know. What do you mean? Darkness.
I mean,
black hole.
There has to be a threshold because, for instance, like images that are produced in a video file, of course, movies and video files.
Oh, when does it turn it off?
Correct.
I think it's like I don't know. It maybe depends on the TV. Maybe it depends on the codec. Maybe it depends if it's HDR or not HDR. Maybe the non-HDR stuff. Because I can just imagine,
like, wouldn't it be like some images like would not be great if like you're turning off the wrong pixels. Like, imagine you see a shadow in the image and
right. But I think it's a
fade. I don't
that the LED. Yeah.
Also, it's a fade. It's not like, I don't think you can see the difference between off and then like the minimum one. I think it's a fade, so it's not so drastic, right? It's just it goes to the blackest black. It's not like something light.
Yeah, it doesn't turn it off.
And also, I don't know if it you have to have. I think you have or maybe it turns it off all the way on the lowest value. So let's say like images and videos, you have to make it HDR or something like that so it works properly. Like stuff like UIs, I think the iPhone 11 Pro, I think that's an OLED one, and that's built into the, iOS. So like, which is actually true black and which is not black,
Oh.
Yes,
that makes more sense.
very
That's
good.
a tech podcast. TWOFOLD, the techies that don't know anything. Yeah. We're
the techies. We're the best techies.
Techie podcast. Okay. Yeah, Phil, go back to podcast. I mean, to Netflix.
Back to Memphis. So Netflix. Here's an interesting thing about Netflix. They're like actually getting studios to make movies for them, right? To have exclusivity and stuff like that. And they're also cornering like anime, which is both good but also kind of sucky because the industry standards don't change. I don't know if you've heard about the poor wages that animators in Japan are paid.
Animators and CGI artists everywhere are underpaid.
And
overworked.
CGI artists everywhere. Overworked, underpaid. They even have, there actually is a a charity foundation for animators in Japan, so you can actually donate money for them. That's how bad it is.
That's what,
so because you can actually have a...
Because they're artists, and they believe in the work, and these businessmen abuse that. If they were just like, blue collar workers, they would probably make a union, but it's like, it's for the art,
Yeah,
that's the problem.
Something like that. That's sad, but I wasn't going to that. I was just going to talk about how Netflix is weird because I'm looking at the
going to mention the sad times.
I'm just going to mention the sad fact.
You know it's sad in Japan?
Just sprinkle it. Today's all about sprinkling.
Speaking of movies.
Did you know? So speaking of movies, did you know how many people died in the Holocaust? But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about
yeah. That was horrible.
Shut up!
But that's not the topic of today. So
No. It's talking about good news. There's a new Netflix movie.
I didn't research this enough to bring it up as a topic, and I shouldn't have.
Well,
so there we go. I know Frank's going to tweet about this now, and we're going to have more amazing tweets by Frank. And
that you will not read.
So, what are you talking about? Oh, you mean on the podcast, right?
I will read them, so you don't have to read them 3 times. Okay, continue.
I think we'll have to have like a Frank tweet corner because he does amazing. Replies to our stuff. By the way, Tim, did you
tweet
get a
us
message
or send us comments? Who?
Did you get a message by one of our listeners? Maybe you didn't. Who actually sent us Salty Shakers Buggy Bumpers.
That's right, I got it too. Did you get it? That's what I want to ask.
It wasn't that,
you
Frank.
Listener, evidently listener. First of all,
we don't know if we want to give you a name or not.
Where do I look for?
There was a listener.
No, it was like for our podcast, we wanted to see if anyone actually listened all the way to the end, and they have to send us a secret code.
Oh, yeah. The code in the end. Yeah, I remember.
Did you get a Facebook
I don't think he
message?
did, because Tim wasn't on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I wasn't on the podcast. I wouldn't be aware
to
of
the individual who gave us that.
That was
I would love
amazing.
to know how you found out about the podcast. That'd be interesting. Let us know.
Let us know. You know what I miss? I miss going to cinema to watch movies.
Spend some time.
It's true.
Remember, like last year.
It's true.
Guys.
Isn't it almost time? Isn't it almost our 1-year anniversary?
Yes. No, wait. It is our 1-year anniversary.
Oh, it is.
Wait.
No, it's not. Oh, it is.
No,
we
it
passed
is.
it.
We passed it?
Oh, no, I think it's close.
Okay, then it's close.
No, wait, when is it? Wait, let me see. Let me
Look
see.
up
Okay. Well, I want to do it. I'm going to look it up, but I want to see if is it. Yeah, my computer is like dying.
Ready? Here comes.
All right,
5,
twofold schedule.
4,
or Google Docs.
3.
No, I'm
2,
looking at Google Docs.
1. July
14th of July. Today is 9th of July.
No,
I told
it
you.
It came out 17th.
Oh, released the 14th.
It says right
You
here.
guys have
why we're late.
conflicting
My
information.
schedule.
Your sheets are wrong.
Okay, so what's closer? Isn't my sheets? My bed sheets are wrong.
You piece of sheet.
So wait, so 14th, but that's a piece of sheet. But the problem is, it's in the middle. So I guess we'll do a special. Yeah, we'll do a special.
Okay, let's do a
an
special.
anniversary
Speaking of the special, did anybody like Dragonheart?
Yeah.
I love Dragonheart. It's a great film.
You love
Oh yeah,
Dragonheart?
did anybody listen to that? I can check.
I mean, I like it.
I like it. How do you check, Tim?
What do you mean? How do I check?
You said I'm going to check.
I'm going to check if anyone listened to Dragonheart. I'm going to podcast. So introduce this anime, Philip. We watch. You chose. Come on, while I look up.
Right.
come
And I
on,
just wanted to mention that,
do
like,
that.
what Netflix does is they don't really advertise the things that they get, which was what my point was. They don't advertise their or promote their projects enough because they have so many coming in, so they just get lost in an ocean, and it's kind of sad because for films. Usually you would have like a promotion, premiere kind of event locally anywhere, and people will be able to actually see and be aware of the film. But in these, new days,
they should do like
Netflix and
coming
HBO
soon
Max.
or something like that. Maybe like a little section.
They do have it.
yeah, with trailers and stuff. Because
They do have it. Yeah, coming soon. It's like it's trailers and all that stuff. There's a section. It's on Apple
I guess
TV.
I
I
missed it.
see it all the time.
Okay, well,
Well, I don't have Apple TV. I have Google TV, which sucks.
All right. Well, anyway, this is let's talk about the movie. Let's just talk about this film. I chose this film because, as we know, cinema, not many movies coming out. In fact, not any at all, because we can't go and watch it. So we have to always pick something that's on. What do you call those subscription services? I guess
video on demand.
Movie.
Oh yeah, like whatever.
Video on demand.
I don't know.
VOD.
Streaming services. Streaming services. I think that's what they call it.
Yeah. And this is an original production funded by Netflix, so it's a Netflix film. In America, in English, it's called A Whisker Away. And the Japanese one is called Nakitai Watashi wa Neko wo Kaburu. And that means literally means wanting to cry. I pretend to be a cat.
It's a good title. I think it's better than the Whisker Away.
Oh yeah, Whisker Away is too like
tried to do like a Spirited Away
Whisked
thing.
Away.
Spirited Away, dude. Oh my god, yeah, you figured it out, Phil. I was thinking like it's a Tangled kind of thing.
I did?
But yeah. No, I don't know if you figured out, but that's Spirited Away, Whisked Away. Whisked Away was better.
Away, because whisking also sounds like you're going to whisk, like, whipped cream. I whisk it away.
Exactly.
Okay, as I shamefully, or shamelessly in my case, look at the credits here. This is directed by Junichi Sato and Tomotaka Shibayama, whom I've never heard of. I mean, this the first director, Junichi Sato. I haven't honestly, like I looked at his credits. He's a 60-year-old man.
Maybe
I haven't seen
Johnny.
any of the films that he directed. Well, maybe he knows Johnny.
Well, Phil is our anime expert. He's been to Japan.
That's true. He is the anime expert,
and he took a naked bath.
That makes me an expert. That's right.
Because me and Tim combined would have 15%
with all the directors
knowledge that Phil has. Maybe less.
Dude,
maybe
like 1%, probably.
Yeah, maybe
my
one.
case, probably 1.
Okay.
Mine maybe like 4 or 5 because I
think you might be
Dragon Ball.
You grew up in America. Things grew up in America. There's more anime there.
But Tim, you watched Dragon Ball.
That's what I wanted to talk about. Our first experience with anime. So why don't you tell us about this movie, and then I want to ask you guys a question.
Give us a synop.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a nice, very warm feeling family film. I think you can watch that with all children of all ages, and it's about
cats of all ages too.
Yeah, it's about a girl in school who has a crush on this guy, and the guy doesn't seem to, the boy doesn't seem to like her as much as she does him. But we find out that she actually knows a lot more about him than than he does, and we find out that it's because she has a magical mask that makes her transform into a cat and visit him every night almost. And the boy really, really adores this tiny cat, and he doesn't know that it's her. And later on, throughout the story, we find out that there's this gigantic cat mask salesman who actually does exchanges to cats and humans based on if they wish to remain a cat or a human, and turns them into that. And what happens is a big mistake happens where the girl decides to stay a cat forever, but has second thoughts. And lots of different dramatic plot threads happen with this problem. There we go.
Wow.
Perfect.
That was interesting.
Perfect.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah.
I'm getting better.
Nice.
Yeah, that was good. You prepared. You read that off Wikipedia or somewhere.
I didn't. I did not.
That's good, Phil. I'm proud of you. I'm a proud papa.
Nice.
Her name's Mio. The boy's name is Kento.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, what's your
I think that's all you
early
know.
experience of anime? I know you guys grew up in the US and you were probably exposed more to that stuff. I was thinking about this because I know of Dragon Ball, right? I watched Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball the original.
That's what I want to know, Tim. I still don't know your history with Dragon Ball because you know everything about
Exactly.
You know everything about Dragon Ball.
I do.
You know everything. You know a lot. And I was surprised at how much you knew, because I remember when I was photoshopping stuff when I was a kid in 2000, when we had like these group photos we took in Ilok, if you remember. That's in Croatia, borders Serbia, where Tim, your parents used to live, or they still live. When I'm talking about where you used to live. And
I used to live on the border.
And so we had to have family gatherings there.
Yes.
And I was photoshopping in 2000, 2001, and Tim, you're like suggesting, give us some halos and some tails, like in Dragon Ball
Dude,
Z.
I remember that.
And I was like, wow, Tim knows more about me, because I still didn't get to the part with the halos with Dragon Ball.
Well, I knew Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball was on our some kind of station, some local station. They had it like the Polish dub, where you can hear the original audio in Japanese, and then there's like one dude doing all the voices.
Oh, that's right.
So
Yes.
it was
So I
the
watched Dragon
one
Ball
where the voice,
like that.
where the actual voice acting is underneath, and you can still hear it, but there's a guy just going, no.
Yeah, it's it's one guy doing all the voices. Like it's like an audio book, right? He does the girls, and it just changes his voice, right?
Yeah.
So it's pretty funny. But yeah, because they don't have the original without the voices, right? It's not an actual license thing. This is like they're cheating there, right? They get the video of the original show. They just lower the volume so they have the music and sound effects, but they don't have without the voice, so they just over record.
That's like the cheap way of doing it, right?
Yeah. You don't like whatever. Maybe I don't know. It's not like the So I watched Dragon Ball. I think I watched the first part up until they summon the dragon, and then I saw the weird movie there was a movie. I saw the movie as well. That was like a live action movie, like an 80s live action movie.
Oh, that's like a bootleg 80s live action movie.
I don't know. It's original. It's Japanese. It's weird. Like I know. Like Goku was there, and I think Gohan as well, and Krillin, and they're trying to jump on the cloud. Whatever. It was a long time ago.
Whatever.
And then, like I talked about, I think previously, that I'm so grateful for that guy who was instead of putting something else on our local village television show from morning until 7 p.m. It was just Cartoon Network, and that's when Dragon Ball Z came on.
That's right, the Cartoon Network, yeah.
Yeah, and like I said, it was starting at 7, right? So Dragon Ball Z started at 6:30.
7 in the morning?
No, like 6:30 was like Toonami or whatever was starting on Cartoon Network, and 6:30 was Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah.
And at 7 o'clock, their original programming for that channel started. It was like news or something at 7 o'clock. But the thing was that they had this for some reason, they had to put this long ass intro, which was like saying, "Oh, our regular program is starting," and it was just a stupid song and an image, and you never know when it's going to start. So you're watching Dragon Ball Z. It could be 5 minutes before 7. It could be 7 minutes before 7. It could be 50 minutes. You never know how long of Dragon Ball Z. Luckily, when the next episode starts, they do the whole, last time on Dragon Ball Z. So you're like, so you never know how it ended. You'd have to watch the next day to find out how the previous one ended. So I watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
So basically,
wow, so it just interrupts it.
Yeah, so like the whole Vegeta saga, the whole Namek saga, and then I think they stopped streaming Dragon Ball. Stopped streaming Cartoon Network. So
streaming.
The GT.
So are you telling me that you could have been watching like 15 minutes of it and just be like,
yeah,
our regular programming starting soon?
Yeah, and it's like some stupid song.
That's so crazy.
Like you're on hold on a phone. So, yeah, exactly. So, and I think I finished Dragon Ball when like Freezer comes back to Earth, and then that like weird child of Vegeta comes back from the future, and that's like the last thing I saw. Trunks. Okay. But that's not the first anime I think I saw. Besides some weird stuff like, do you remember, what is his name? Kimba, the white lion.
The white lion.
What is it? Kimba?
Kimba, the white lion. It's true. Yeah. It's Kimba.
We had that on television.
There's even a song at the beginning.
Nice.
I saw that, and and this is a mystery to me. I think the first anime I saw, and this was when I was in kindergarten, and I don't know if this is anime, so Phil, maybe you know what this is. It's a show, and then there's 3 like spaceship pilots, right? One's blue, one's red, and one's green. And the green spaceship is form of a pig. Do you know what this is? Is this an anime or not?
What? Great, let's find out.
Well, I don't know if it's a form of a pig, but I just remember associated him with a pig. Maybe he looks like a pig. I don't know. And I remember, like, in kindergarten, people describing this show to me. And I was like, I don't know what this is. And then, by some coincidence, it was on TV. And I remember being freaked out because they have really huge eyes. So that's why I think it's anime.
Was it, okay, so this was the 90s, right?
No. This would have been in, like, a 70s or 80s, you know? Because it was in the 90s, but anime. Okay,
so describe it again. So the space people.
It's like fighting in space, and they all have their spaceships. I don't know if they did the whole, you know, Power Rangers combining into whatever Megazord.
Was it Voltron?
No, I don't think it was, because I don't think they did any combining. Anime green spaceship pig. I'm gonna try this, but that was my, I think, first experience. I don't know if it's anime or not, but I have this lodge in my brain.
They had big eyes, and I was freaked out.
Yeah, exactly. And I was asking my mom, and she was like, "That's because like Asian people wanted to look like Caucasian, and they just don't know how to draw eyes." So my mom's this was her explanation.
Those are always the best theories, though. I like that.
So you tell me, Philip, why?
Yeah,
I think I found it.
Is it? It's not Voltron.
Called
it's the secret. While you're
Starzinger. What is this?
I still want to know.
Mazinger Z?
Another $1 million question, apart from my LED question, is why is, like, let's say, why is Japanimation? Why are the characters and the style drawn so differently? Like, it seems like a very different style that's somehow a little bit more stylized and less connected to, like, a reflection of how people look like in real life, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
dude, it is Starzinger with a Z. Yes,
you mean Mazinger?
It is an
Mazinger
anime.
Z.
It is an anime.
Starzinger.
I was right. Oh no, it's a red dude, and there's like a girl in pink, and then there's the pig man.
Oh no,
it's
Starzinger. Oh, okay, I've never seen this. I've never seen this show in my life.
This is really funny.
But this is what you're talking about, right? There's this girl, this princess with. Okay, so I love how the princess girl looks like, because this is this is the same artist who did Galaxy Express 39, and
this looks like the 70s Daft Punk
This is a 70s
video.
aesthetic. Yes, that's the same style that they wanted to incorporate from.
This is like
Daft
proto anime, right? Like the first manga adaptations, right?
Something like that, yeah. But I think this was a specific type of style with these kinds of, like, interestingly, these kinds of girls. Only the females, though, with that kind of long face, with the small,
long face, like, and they're all long, like their bodies are super long.
Yeah.
So what? Tell us, Phil. You've been to Japan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm as much of a professional as Johnny is with the tapes. But okay, let's do it. So the reason why the style is different, I think I mentioned this on our Matrix podcast, but that was a long time ago. So
I forgot.
I mean,
about
it goes back to Osamu Tezuka, who was the father of anime, who made comics in the 1960s and was a big fan of Walt Disney. And then there were a few other animations that Japan was experimenting with, being influenced by American animation. So the big eyes just happened to be the way that Osamu Tezuka drew, and he just liked those big eyes.
Oh.
And
wait. So was it first in a manga, or was it first in an anime? The big eyes.
Manga, I think. It's mango. It was first in a
mango. Right now. Wow.
Yeah, he looked at the mango, and the mango said, "Draw them big. Draw the big eyes.
Yeah, draw them big.
Draw the eyes big. Yeah, draw the eyes big. We want big eyes, big giant saucer eyes."
Hey, so listen, I have a question.
And
go more Joe Pesci.
What are you, an idiot? We gotta make this more mole. I need more saucer
I'm
seeds.
gonna go get myself some more water.
I'll whack you.
Draw the big giant manga eyes.
So I'll be right
That's what
back.
I want to see.
Mango eyes. Okay.
Those big mango eyes. I want to see some more Bashoujo in that. More shoujo action.
He's gone. Look at
Shoujo.
him. Look at him go. Look at
Jacob's gone.
Look at him
He's
go.
leaving.
Yeah,
he's just leaving. He doesn't want to hear this conversation. He's the one who asked the question.
No.
He's gone.
He's the one that asks the question and then he leaves. What a maniac. Okay, you
leaves.
tell me. You tell me. So one
Okay,
dude draws
so-
the big guys and everyone's like, I got to draw big guys too.
Yeah, and then it's because he's the most popular. I think more people just get influenced by him. He was a big influence to every other mango artist and every other animu producer, and of course his.
Animu.
You know, he wanted Kimba. He did Kimba.
Oh, he's Kimba Master. Okay, that's
He's
interesting.
Kimba Master, and he's also Astro Boy. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I know Astro Boy. So Kimba,
Yep.
that's like 60s, man. No,
60s.
50s. What?
50s. Sorry, it started in the 50s. Because after World
Dude.
War II, that's when everything happened, right?
Gotcha.
The Americans dropped a
That's
lot of influence.
Yeah,
right
well,
after.
the Japan before the war and after war is like completely different places.
Yeah.
There's an interesting
Yeah.
podcast by Hardcore History that deals with this.
Oh, of
It's
course,
pretty good.
man. I got to get into that.
It's good stuff. It's good stuff when you're,
Yeah. So, Jacob, you there?
I just went to get some water.
Yeah, he's back.
So I'm from my knowledge, I think it's just Osamu Tezuka who actually did these influential mangas and animus. Also died of, I think, overwork. He worked way too hard, and he died in 1989, a day before I was born, which is, I don't know why I still remember that.
What? Are you
yeah.
Tezuka
Yeah.
reincarnated?
Yeah,
I
Sure.
think he
Yeah.
transferred
Right,
some of his
course.
spirit. His spirit.
Energy,
You
his life
draw
force.
the big guys.
I draw
You
the
can't
big
help
guys.
it.
I draw the big
You
guys.
draw the
I
big
draw
guys.
the small guys.
Whisk some of
You
his
know what? You're
spirit
not
into
wrong
you.
because I have a problem. I still have to think about whenever I'm drawing faces. I draw the eyes a little too big every single time.
Not
It's
to
too
draw the
big. I
biggest.
gotta make
You
them
are
small.
Yeah,
Tezuka.
seriously.
Yeah.
His spirit came into
I got the wrong.
I mean,
the wrong
good thing is that you can
aesthetic.
just draw eyes. I draw
Do you see
dots.
Kimba in your dreams?
Dude, Kimba. I don't know if you know who this YouTuber is, but his name is Adam from Your Movie Sucks on YouTube. And
There are many
He went
YouTubers,
down-
my friend.
he went down a rabbit hole about Kimba and Lion King controversy. And it was so fascinating. He watched all the Kimba shows, which of there are like 3 seasons and they're like hundreds of episodes. He watched all of them because he wanted to see what, the whole deal was, because people always, accuse the big bad Disney for stealing the Kimba idea. And
I've never heard of this.
It's fascinating.
What's the verdict in the end?
Verdict is that it's all bullshit.
So they just got inspired by the same thing, or is it like they just
Yeah, the guy's inspired by
Some.
the same common things.
okay?
All right. So moving on. What else is there?
Moving on. Big Eyes, Osamu Tezuka. That is the main thing
So
right
I thought
there.
we covered where Tim was talking
Plus
about
Disney.
how his first experiences with anime.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now-
Okay. So, Jake, me and you, we live together a lot. So, so we have the similar experience. Now, I need to tell you my.
They're not a
first
couple. They're
experience.
just
In
brother
my-
and sister. I mean,
We lived together
in my
a lot.
memory, in my memory, the earliest thing, I was actually researching this and I was finding out what it was, because I remember on ProSieben in Austria, first exposure to anime. I knew it was different, but I didn't know why it was different. They were showing 2 sports animes.
What is an anime?
Translated into German. Anime.
an anime,
I'm just
but pronounced
making it- I'm
horribly
just-
because
horribly because we like being funny, but
we're
you ruined the
professionals.
joke.
Fine.
Because you wanted to get your water when the joke was invented.
Well, I'm thirsty and I need to drink.
Okay.
That liquid
and-
hydrogen.
And I found out which ones they were, because there was like these sports, and I remember I was like a first grader and I was watching that, and it was called, the original Japanese name is
no, yeah,
Attack
mine,
Number 1, but the title in German was Mila Superstar.
Hey,
Nila Superstar.
So you can check
Sounds
that
perfect.
out. Yes. And it's a volleyball anime where this girl is trying her
Hey, wait,
best
Phil,
to
is
be
this
the
the-
best volleyball player in a team sport. No, that's Ranma
See?
1/2.
Phil does know his anime. That was a trick question. To
Exactly.
See his
You just
knowledge.
sing.
And he revealed himself.
Yeah, Ranma 1/2. I never watched it, but I know about it. So there you go. It's much like video games, I think, with me. And then the next one was I don't remember what it's called, but it's some kind of soccer anime, and it was like from the 80s. No, maybe 70s.
Sports animes.
First time I realized that it wasn't the same as all the other animated shows.
So, ladies, just so you know,
yeah.
And big eyes.
If you have a
into
six-pack,
long legs, and
volleyball in specific,
and talking really high pitched voices. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I watched. I
was a big
watched
fan
dubbed.
of what is it called?
I watched.
What is
dubbed.
that game? The Dead or Alive? No, what is it called? The anime game with the girls with the boob physics. What's it called?
Dead or Alive? Yeah, Extreme Beach
Dead or
Volleyball.
Alive, there
you mean the game, the video game? Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's actually
concept.
fun. I was talking to some of my friends about first time watching anime and which one was it. And then Pokemon kind of cemented that when we were in America.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny because
The
Pokemon, I don't even
yes,
consider it an anime, even though it is, because it doesn't sort of. It's just so big.
Yeah.
A different category. It feels like it.
That was the mainstream. Like anything before that was probably subculture.
Yeah.
Even Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Pokemon was just like.
Speaking of which, does anyone want to buy?
It's not even an
Pokemon
anime.
cards?
That's why it was.
Message me. But we have to make a deal. Me and
Your
Phil,
investments.
because they're shared. They're shared.
Oh yeah, the Pokemon cards.
So who knows whose is who?
Oh, that's
after
true. You
all
gotta
these
share.
years.
If you want to sprinkle
Yeah,
some
so-
money on
we
Phil
have
and
a
Jake for
shining
the Pokemon cards,
Charizard,
just call.
So that's cool.
Yeah, we have a Shining Charizard. It's very good condition. I think it would be close to mint. We always
But no,
kept
Phil,
it in our
sadly, though,
album
Sadly,
sleeve.
listen to this.
Yeah, I know. I heard.
Okay, fine. Move on with your anime
I mean,
stuff.
say it.
Well,
Say it.
I don't know. I mean, like,
With that attitude, I don't know if I want to say it now. Yes, I know.
you offended Jacob.
You offended me.
I'm sorry I offended you. I'm sorry, Jacob.
I feel offended.
Phil thought he was going to be rich,
I
and he
beg
could
your
buy back the
forgiveness.
studio and hire Johnny back properly. But
Phil.
he thought the Charizard card was
It's just
seal
not
the
nice.
deal.
I'm a guest as you're hosting.
Make
and
his
you're
night
shutting
movie.
Me down.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
I'm
as
sorry.
a guest, you're supposed to be inviting.
I'm sorry. Jacob, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You should be sorry. Okay, so listen.
Okay.
You said near
I
mint,
beg
but
your forgiveness.
from
what's
what I
your-
learned is that the mint cards are like when collectors
garbage.
directly take out the card from the booster pack and they put it in a protective plastic case, and then they seal that over as well in another case and so on. That's like mint.
Yeah.
Do they like carbon date it when it comes out?
But
It's like,
our listener, Danny, he knows more about this. He was telling me about this in detail, so I'm a non-expert. But wait, what did you say? Carbon what?
Carbon date it.
like, did they carbon date it when it
I
comes
wouldn't
out?
rule it out.
Because it was sealed.
Okay, so what did you ask me after before?
I mean, go to some countries. You'll get some shady
Okay,
deals.
before-
Oh, yeah. What's your first anime, Jacob?
Let's think.
Your first anime
So-
experience. Or Japanese
I don't remember
manga
the
or
volleyball
cartoon, whatever
girls that
experience.
Phil was watching.
No. Mila Superstar.
No, I don't remember Mila Superstar. I would probably
What about
have
Speed
to
Racer?
say that the earliest memory I can remember is Tenchi Muyo.
Really?
Yeah, I think because
I think Pokemon was
no,
before that, though.
Dude, wasn't even Sailor Moon before Pokemon? Or no? No, Pokemon.
I don't
Pokemon is the first. I think you might be right. It was around the time
Okay.
I was, come on, I would say, well, because it was all on Toonami. Not Pokemon, but
Pokemon was on.
I know. But the other ones, like Tenchi Muyo, Sailor
Yeah,
Moon.
the other ones. Tenchi
Dragon Ball
Muyo,
Z,
Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing. And dude, Gundam Wing was another one of those shows where it's like
Gundam
the
Wing,
concept was so cool on the surface when you're a kid. I was like, this is so amazing. These Gundams, they're in space. Like, what couldn't be interesting? And then you watch the show and
Yeah.
it's so freaking boring. When I was a kid,
It is.
It's so boring.
and
I
as a
don't even
kid,
know
it
what
was, like,
happens.
mind-blowingly boring. I couldn't believe it. It's just like this hero, I think is his main character. He's like
Yeah.
this butthurt teenager who has like Gundams, and he's like an asshole going around and destroying Gundams, and he's like the best Gundam fighter, but like
He slaps that girl. Remember
yeah,
that
he's
episode?
like abusive to women. I didn't understand it, and we were watching as kids, and
Yeah.
we always thought
It's-
like, we'll give it a shot. You know, it's on Toonami. Every time, like, we'll give it a shot, and we start watching it.
Yeah.
It's just like boring. So I remember that show. What other shows were on Toonami, Phil?
Okay, so it was.
You know, I was a poor boy. I didn't have Pokemon in my country. My country was
they didn't play it in Serbia.
Nope. No cards. No show. We did have Digimon though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I watched Digimon and I watched Beyblade.
Oh, Beyblade.
I remember
Beyblade.
Digimon. I remember
It's another gimmicky thing.
As a kid, like it was foolishly, it was just like Digimon. That's a fake copy of Pokemon, even though it's totally different.
Well, I didn't have anything else, so I had to watch it.
No, but
Pokemon,
Digimon was not the fake copy of Pokemon.
But when you're a kid, you just believe.
Oh no, really?
It was like its own thing, totally separate.
Yeah, totally different thing.
Wasn't a copy.
And Luke, our friend of the show, Luke, is like a huge fan of Digimon. He doesn't care about Pokemon. For him,
he's a Pokemon hater. Because he doesn't know the true ways.
Digimon elitist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Toonami had Sailor Moon, Dragon Ball.
Are you reading it? Because I want to know.
Gundam Wing, Tenchi Muyo later on, but it also had Reboot, which wasn't an anime, but it came from Canada, so I guess they just put it in there anyway.
But Tenchi Muyo, I think, was maybe the closest, and also Sailor Moon, just because it had those vibes, those sort of anime show vibes. Where I was very confused when I was watching as a kid because, you know, in the show, what I loved about it when I was a kid was like, you know, the sword that he has, right? The laser sword. For anyone who
Back
knows.
to the weapons.
Do you know anything about Tenchi Muyo, Tim?
I know nothing.
Back to the weapons.
Okay,
no,
listen,
I don't.
it's this show where it's about.
I don't even know how to write this. What? Tenchi Muyo.
And yeah, Tenchi Muyo.
Is it SSHAY?
And our dad used to always like make fun of the name because it reminded him like Muyo and Hasso. You know those jokes.
Oh yeah, the jokes. Yeah,
and that's Tenchi Muyo, right? And that's how I always remember that.
Oh, it's like a big blue hair. It's like a Sonic ripoff with boobs.
No, listen. The main character's name is Tenchi Muyo. I think so.
No, his name is Tenchi Masaki.
Tenchi Masaki. But
Muyo
what does that mean?
means no need for. Okay, so no need for is Muyo,
so
right?
No need for Tenchi.
And Tenchi is a play on words for heaven and earth because Ten is Tenchi.
Wow, this is complicated.
Goku is heaven and GQ or something. And
I've never seen this in my entire life.
Like a pun.
Tenchi Masaka, is that what you said?
Masaki.
Masaki? Masaka. I was going to say Masala. Listen, Tenchi.
Was Sonic was Sonic inspired by this? Everyone's got like Sonic hair in this.
But listen,
I know,
this
I
is
love
how
it.
it goes. It's about this guy named Tenchi, and he lives on a farm with his dad and grandpa in a sort of traditional Japanese
Riveting
farm. But listen. But then from space, these ships, the people from space crash land onto his farm.
No, not just people from ships. Really attractive ladies.
Really
from
attractive,
space.
ladies, exactly. All of them are very, very highly attractive women with multicolored hair.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of like a quasi sitcom type situation.
Yeah.
But there's also elements of like
science fiction, adventure,
and him like training to then be a warrior. And this is what confused me as a kid because I was watching this and I was like expecting more of just the classic Dragon Ball Z battling, swords, stuff like that. But then there was like this sort of like awkward, like, you know, sexual tension stuff, which of course I didn't
this show, by the way, this show was not necessarily. This show is not for children
as well.
Yes, I was going to say it's not for children. It's like there's like a lot of sexual tension. There's like this like sort of these conversations that are like, you know, what's that called? Read between the lines, things like that. You know?
But if you watch original Dragon Ball, like there's like some
original Dragon Ball,
like Krillin is like super big pervert about Bulma. It was a weird show. I remember watching.
Roshi reads
like,
porn.
I remember telling you
boobage going on in those shows.
I remember telling you guys
boobage.
when we met in Ilok, you were talking about us meeting. You know, when the
White Council
the
meets.
Council. I remember we were talking about, and you guys knew Dragon Ball Z, and I just knew Dragon Ball at that time. And I remember telling you about the pee-pee, and you're like, you can't show pee-pee on Dragon Ball. And I'm like, man, I swear it, I saw some pee-pee in there.
We didn't believe you. We're like, no way.
Pee-pee.
We had the American censored version.
Yeah.
For protection.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Which is funny. Which is funny because it's amazing that on Toonami they would show Tenchi Muyo because Tenchi Muyo, the original show, is just is like 12 episodes, and it was an OVA. Do you know what an OVA is?
Nope. I know what a V8
Original
is.
video animation. So it was made for video cassettes that would be sold in video stores.
It wasn't
in
even
Japan.
showed on TV.
It wouldn't be aired on TV. No, it wouldn't be aired on TV because
direct to video.
Because there's stuff that's on that isn't appropriate for television.
Really? Like
and there was a whole episode. Remember, there was Yes. Do you remember? Well, there wasn't no sex, but like, do you remember the episode of the hot spring?
Yes,
episode.
I believe so. I mean, if there was naked women, then yes.
Well, in the original one, they're all naked.
Jake's
Remember
sexual awakening.
Yeah, probably.
Remember, they were all naked in the original one, which we never saw because on Toonami they actually painted in bikinis, which was fairly impressive.
When you request from your wife to have spiky Sonic hair, you
then you know.
you know where your sexual awakening was happened.
No, I think my first my first like seeing something like this, like what you're talking about, Phil, with like the bikinis or the bubble baths and stuff was. Do you remember, Phil? A long time ago, we used to watch The Mask, the cartoon. And do you remember the
Tim? Have you seen the
Did you
Mask?
see The Mask?
Cartoon?
Yes, there was a character in the show.
I think I've seen the show before I saw the movie. So
there was a character in the show. I couldn't believe my eyes. She was like wearing like a bikini made out of dynamite sticks.
Yes, I remember this. I don't.
And it was like
I haven't thought of that for a long time.
Very like loosely placed on her. And that was
so confused.
That gave me a lot of
never
feelings I didn't know existed when I was like 5.
Sorry, I'm just my mind is being blown just because I don't remember. I can't remember. I never thought of that for a long time.
Dynamite Girl or something. I don't know. We should look it up.
Don't search it because I'm getting a lot of suicide bombers. That's what I'm getting.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Well,
you just brought The Mask.
And probably if you also search it,
I'll put it animated.
Who knows?
Speaking of, if we're talking about this topic, if we're talking about sexual
we should talk about the movie we watched.
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
Anyway, that was my first experiences. I think with anime was Toonami, Pokemon, and then I think that's pretty much it. Later, I don't remember. There's probably other stuff, but
yeah, I mean, I just like the art style. I like the design.
What do you like more about it? This is a question I have for you, and then we'll go into the movies.
Dude, I remember this Dynamite Girl too.
Yeah, you remember her?
When we all got sexually woken. Yeah. Look at that.
Do you have a picture?
Yeah, I'll send it.
Come on, I have to.
It's hilarious.
That's okay. So you do remember it as well? Because I knew for a fact. I remember.
Like there's something. Yeah, there was something about.
Yeah.
This.
Okay.
Something about this.
Because there's something about this that I do remember.
Wait, I need to screenshot it.
No, I wanted to ask Phil, like, before we get into it, like, if you can somehow summarize, what do you find interesting? Like, what is interesting about anime? Because I just think that I just don't have the same interest.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's completely fine. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like a niche in the global,
pandemic.
The global bird's eye view of everything, but I can just tell you that, dude, the Dynamite Girl.
What?
Hold on, I gotta see this. Yes,
yeah, that's her.
I remember this.
I'm telling you. What's her name? Cookie Baboom?
No, that's just. Is it? Is it Cookie Baboom? Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah. Cookie Baboom.
I don't know. I was just Googling.
You're so right.
You remember this?
Yeah.
I haven't thought of this in like 25 years.
I remember well.
You're gonna have some interesting dreams tonight, Philip.
Whoa. All right. So
anyway,
I can tell you really briefly and very simply that
before you do, but there's so many flavors of anime.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I know, but I meant just in general, like broadly speaking.
In general, there's like the art style, which I really like. And I was talking to a friend like 2 years ago. We were talking about like why you actually like anime. And she said exactly what I felt about it, which was I just like how they have an attention to detail on how they render things and how they caricaturize the human body, how they caricaturize character.
But they don't really.
Like how they compartmentalize and simplify objects and people and animals and all that. To me, it feels a lot more streamlined and appealing than it would be in normal Western animation.
This is just visually speaking.
You know what I mean?
One thing is, like visually speaking, one thing I would really want is like, I just don't understand the facial animation. Like if there was a movie that had the background, detailed, like realistic, not realistic, like impressionistic backgrounds as anime has, right? If that was the backgrounds, and then the facial animation, the smooth facial animation of a Western, like if you combine that two, that would like the most perfect animated like movie you could see. Because like, I get it, I get the aesthetic, and I know people love it. And sometimes, you know, Miyazaki films, you know, those are special. You get away with it. But sometimes it's just like, I can't look at these robots anymore, just standing there with their,
I mean, it depends on
a good point.
Like what, but like what show are you watching? You know, like there's these really cheap ones. That are
even
like that,
animated
right?
like movies. Like
Like this one, for
they don't show emotion. They show like what's it called, like emotion templates, you know, expression templates.
Yeah.
They switch to this template mean this template. It's you're not actually getting the full. They switch between, you know, I'm sad, I'm happy.
I
You know,
think
it's like
right.
Yeah.
But I understand that's the aesthetic, and that's what people like. I understand that. It's just
Honestly,
to me
I'm not a
personally,
big
sometimes I
fan
just
of the shorthand, the expression
Okay,
shorthand.
but
I think
so
it's,
you're speaking
like,
mostly visually,
done
but
to
is there
death.
anything else that appeals to you besides that?
Yeah, no. If there's anything else, it's just like the way. I think it's just that the culture dictated how stories are told in that manner. Like there's something different and special about it that I'm not familiar with because I'm not from that culture.
Gotcha. That's
And
interesting.
yeah, like we can talk about A Whisker Away, which
go
we didn't talk
intro-
about yet,
intro
but
Whisker.
That's true.
I did.
No. Intro,
He did
go
already.
Talk
but
about it now.
Well, so
Oh yeah, okay. Well, like in this film, personality,
Talk about Whisker.
like
It's been a
you know,
while.
the
We haven't even
like the
talked
character's
about this.
personality is not
That's true.
what you would like. You can't. Would you find that something familiar? Like if a Western company would make this kind of movie? No.
dude, it took me half an hour to
took
get
me an
used to the
hour.
reality of this movie. It took me half an hour of. It was just like,
Took me
what
an
the
hour.
hell's going on?
Okay. Why? What's going on?
Why is everyone so? I had to go get myself a glass of whiskey, and when I drank it, then things started to like, okay, I'm
didn't have
Okay,
any
okay,
drink now.
explain it.
But-
Explain
Like,
it.
I'm
I want to know. I
understanding.
want to know what this is.
It's just like it took me a while to understand like the emotions of it. Like after I was done, I understood. Okay, this is about adolescence. This is about how you feel as an adolescent. And by the end of the movie, I was starting to feel those things that I like connect them to how I felt as an adolescent. Obviously, I wasn't an adolescent girl. I didn't go freak out about some boy like what he loved me or not. But I think there's like, you know, everything's hyping, everything's about love. You know, all these hormones and emotions are kicking into you, and you don't understand things, and everything's super hyper, and you'll do anything for your love. You know, those kind of things that I could relate to towards the end. It just started off, and there's this chick, and she's like butt hitting this man,
Same
and
thing for me.
who's who, what's happening.
It's cute.
And it's like okay, like, and there's like the family and the dynamic, and it
Jumping
was
around.
just jumping through
Oh,
things.
I was gonna
like,
say, yeah, this is.
jumping around emotionally and
Yeah, that's what I was
visually.
gonna say. I was like, man, this movie just has so many plot threads for no reason. But then again, I'm kind of used to it because I've seen films similar to this that are Japanese animation.
Yeah,
I just don't understand.
It's part of it's
I haven't
like for
seen
me
one
it's,
in a long
it's
time,
for,
so I was like
because
not
for me
ready.
it's just kind of part of the charm. I know
But
it's
that's the
flawed,
thing,
and
like,
that is like one of the
that's what I'm
reasons
trying
why
to
it doesn't
understand. Is
work.
like to be honest with you, like I've seen for sure like animes as well. Like probably not as much, but I've seen them and I kind of understand the flavor of how it goes. But I really this time have had a very difficult time like trying to see like what is like charming about it. Like what is charming about the girl messing around with the boy and then him going
Oh, I know.
and it's just like
I know.
It took a while
and
to
then
get
she's
the
like,
charm.
running away and she's crying and sad, and it's like
Did you watch sub or dub?
no, I watched the original, Japanese with the subtitles.
yeah. I wanted to see both things, so I started sub, finished
too.
dub.
I did the
didn't
same
think of
thing.
that,
I actually
'cause I thought that's
I
it. That's
started
only one version. That's
Oh, you
it.
did?
I started
I-
sub and then I watched the middle as dub and then I finished it with sub again.
Oh, you finished?
Wow,
I
I'm the only
I forgot to finish. I
anime
just like
guy
was
here.
like
Watched the whole thing.
But
You're
I-
the only hardcore anime.
I
man.
was really curious. I was really having
Wait,
trouble.
did I even watch it in
I was really
Japanese?
having trouble connecting, so I thought maybe the dub would help.
I have to remember now. Yes, I'm pretty sure I watched it in Japanese.
No, I watched it started sub because I wanted the authentic
watch it in
thing,
English
but then
for
it was
sure.
like I'm really having trouble
I
connecting.
remember
with this
reading
thing.
a
Like
lot.
my mind was like going places.
I must have been watching the Japanese one. But that's what I'm trying to say. is that-
Okay. So I want to
I
hear
just want to
this.
say that I actually agree a lot with Tim. If we're on the same page, I think we are. It's just like it took me freaking 1 hour to get into like even understanding what's happening, and it's not so much of like I'm not coming at it from an angry man of logic who's like the movie didn't make sense. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the vibe of the movie and what the feeling of it is. And I can tell that, like you said, Phil, this is probably obviously cultural, historical stuff that makes it what it is, and that's the style. That's what they do.
I wouldn't say historical. I would say this is a very modern.
You're not getting me. I'm talking about
trend right now.
Like, the stream. You can trace it back to the roots of anime. Like there's a certain way.
It's its own culture path.
Correct.
It's not
Thank you. Yeah,
Western.
it's like there's something that's different that we're not used to. But I just want to say that I really had a difficult time. Like honestly, like I got annoyed. I got annoyed at some of these just characters who like just freaking just stop. Like stop and just talk normally for a second. Like just sit down and talk normally. It just got me a little bit mad because it's just like I want to.
I was mad at Phil. Like I was like, "What is this? Yeah, exactly. What are we watching here? What is with the cats? What is with this fat cat comes in?"
And then I wanted to say that, like we watched a lot.
What about I thought you would like the fat cat.
I love the fat cat by the end, but
Cat Returns, which some people know. But
This is so much like Cat
Cat
Returns.
Returns. I'm telling you.
No, Cat Returns is way
because
better.
It established this whole cat thing from the get go, and it's like we're going with this. I haven't seen it in a long time, but this is just like what? And then listen to this. This whole like first hour of the movie is this. Nothing is going, like it's nowhere. The movie's nowhere. There's 50 different things going on.
Yeah.
Half of it is jumping.
It's weird. This man is in love with a cat.
And then you have that stupid storyline of the teenage
girl
boy who's like wanting to impress his friends, so he's saying "I hate you" to a girl. I mean, that's serious.
Yes.
And then we get, after that whole hour, we finally get into the world of the cats, and I'm thinking to myself, dude, you could have started the movie with the world of the cats. I was like, this is interesting. I was like, visually and stuff like that, like you can have a whole world.
Yeah.
It reminded me a little bit of like Spirited Away, right? When her parents get turned into pigs, I believe.
Yeah.
Something like that. And it's like, oh, you have a whole world. And it's like, and then by the end, I was like so done. And then there's like this little climax with fighting the fat cat. And I'm just like, what is this?
Please finish,
What is this?
Dude, Jake, we had an identical path. That's like confusion with the teenage stuff, right? What the hell's going on? And then you have like the reveal of the divorce, and then you have like... It's like, okay, it gets emotional. Okay, I'm getting into it. And then all of a sudden, there's this swap with the cat thing. Like, her stepmom's cat takes her body.
Yes, that
and then
was
you're like,
just
where is this going to go? And all of a sudden, the cat that's in the human body is like, fuck it, I'm just going to help everyone. It's just like, what?
Last minute.
And then we go to what? And then we go to Cat World, and I'm like, what is this? This is amazing. And then exactly the same thing.
Movie was the boy getting freaking cat paws, and he had them for like 30 minutes.
Cat hands, cat paws.
And then exactly the same. I'm amazed by the cat land, and we're having fun and everything. And then it's like, I hope this ends soon. And then there's like the battle, and I'm like, I don't even know. I just please finish.
That first hour is just
so
like, this drama with this girl, and it's just like
compressed into half an hour. This could have been good.
Yeah, maybe.
I've seen movies like this, like that are films, that are anime films like this.
That's my question for you, for Phil.
So I'm a little bit used to it, but I don't know what to take out of it except saying, I mean, I was entertained. And that's all I can say.
That's what I want to know. I want to know.
Well, how does it compare to like, quality wise? Like where does this rank?
This ranks in like, okay, so in my opinion, like looking at it, like it was just like middle of the road, because I mean it had a nice relaxed pace. I felt like it wasn't overbearing. I felt like things were going in a like it was pleasant to watch, you know.
But that's what I want to know. Like what was pleasant?
Oh, like the visuals and the tone. The tone was never.
How were the visuals as far as like quality wise?
Yeah, well, I think
compared to the
compared to other
Miyazaki,
stuff.
the top tier.
We don't compare with Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli is its own thing.
It's just Studio Ghibli's are top tier.
Those are like people who are serious about their stories, and I feel like this one. I mean, sure, they can be serious about their stories.
I was asking visually, like as far as like the
I think
renderings.
Technology gets better every year, so the renderings of these things keep getting prettier, but you just have to look beyond that and just
felt a bit empty sometimes.
Yeah,
I felt a little bit when it began. Like you have the close-ups of the food. I felt cheated. It was like this is not like this is looking like it should be, but it's not making me hungry. It's just there. It looks like a drawing.
Yeah. Most of the backgrounds were just Ghibli. Like photos that you would just draw over, right?
Yeah, nice clouds, but that's about it. It didn't feel homey. I feel
my question was more of like because I think that maybe it seems to me like you maybe like more of like that vibe. I don't know. Like for me,
I kind of do. I think I might like that vibe, but I don't consider this film at all in a like exceptional. Because I didn't see it either. I just picked something for our podcast.
I just realized that earlier. I just realized that there's very similar vibes to this movie to other animes. And I'm sure people who like know anime well, like I'll be crucified for saying that. But I mean, I think it's true. And what made me realize,
you have no idea. People who like anime love how trashy it can be as well, and they
it's like a red letter meteor of anime.
They embrace
watching trash.
Yeah, the trashiness. So.
I don't know. I just got annoyed. I got annoyed by like.
Yeah, I feel like this movie.
And I noticed that a lot of animes are like that, and that's why I don't like animes. I think.
Yeah,
that's why.
No, yeah, exactly. That's completely legitimate.
Because I feel like if there was the anime visuals, but they didn't have that like weird, it's like it just everything is drawn out. It's just like, why can't someone just talk to each other normally and say a few lines, and we can just understand?
But I got into that like later. I think it was just a long process of to feeling that like it's a different dynamic. And like, okay, I want to ask you, Philip, about so how that I know she's a teenager girl, and teenager girls are giggly and over emotional, right? That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But she acted so bizarre. Like, would I take that in the context? Okay, her parents are divorced. She's acting out, and like this is crazy. I should just take it as it is, or is this like? The way she acted, is this like an anime thing?
I mean, it's like either or. I mean, this is the
as far as your experience. Is this something normal in anime? Okay.
I mean, the clumsiness I felt was a unique thing for something that I've seen in anime, like her being so excessively clumsy and moving around, because that's animation. We don't in anime we try not to animate so much. I think the idea is that when you go back in time and watch more anime from before and now, tropes are introduced that become popular, and they keep getting used, and then they keep getting distorted. You know what I mean? So there's
more cartoonified.
So there's like traits in this where it's like she's being like really loud and boisterous and stuff like that, and that is a trope that originated in a specific anime from the 70s that people still liked, and then
I noticed
something from the 90s.
I mean, like I didn't notice that. I didn't know that, obviously, but I'm just saying that I felt, that, and I kind of feel that in a lot of animes that I've seen.
Yeah,
and it's just like I just feel like just try something different, please.
Yeah, I know. I would love. You have to look and find some really cool ones that are different for sure.
I'm sure there are. I'm not saying there aren't. I'm just saying that, like, it's like. Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So what did you think in the end?
I was okay. I was okay with it, but it wasn't like for me, it wasn't.
So you're okay. So if someone was like, Phil, next year, this date, we're watching the movie again, would you watch it?
Yeah, probably.
You'd be like, yeah.
Yeah.
What if they made it a tradition every year to watch this?
No. I'm not going to do that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Whisked Away, a.k.a. known as...
A Whisker Away.
Then you are a cat and things.
if
no,
things.
it's
So
wanting
that
to
was an
cry. I
interesting
pretend to be a cat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't mind watching the movie at all. I really didn't. I think by the end, I think it was
I
an
thought it was
interesting
cute.
experience.
It was
but then again, I don't watch a
cute.
lot of
It was
animes.
cute.
But see, I don't know what that means.
There were some amazing quotes that I forgot to write down.
I don't know what's
but,
cute
there were
about
some
it. Like,
weird
I'm
quotes.
serious. Like, I'm not being mean. I sound like a bully. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I don't know what's like cute about it. Like, I feel like cute would be like, I don't know. Like, cute would be like if the two characters. I understand, like you said, I just realized that it's like a coming of age type story when you said that.
Yes. You're into that kind of stuff. Ladybird.
Ladybird
the
things,
weirdest
right?
Ladybird
Jacob,
probably for
you're
you.
Ladybird guy.
Yeah, but that's the difference is that
You're Ladybird, man.
there's more to it. You know, like this is just like I get tired of seeing it's just like the girl who's just, you know, repeatedly trying something 10 times and it not working, and then the guy is like doing this, you know, show 10 times of like bit for his friends, and then not talking to her 50 times and talking to the freaking cat, which is her. Like, it's like, I don't know, how is that charming? Like, how is that fun? How is that nice? You know, a nice would be like that in the middle of the movie or 45 minutes into the movie, they see each other and they're like, wow, like, oh, let's be friends. And then they do some fun stuff like going to the park or something. Well, then maybe, yeah, that sounds, you know, nice. But now going to Cat World with cat paws.
That's exciting.
What a great movie.
I don't know.
I think the cat paws are important.
And then what was the lesson
they're
learned at the end?
Metaphorical
The lesson learned was
representation of
make sure to talk to the person.
talk to the person. Don't use mad. Yes, talk to the person. Don't use tricks. Don't use tricks.
And don't get
believe
yourself
cats.
into situations where, you know, you get cursed by men.
And if you're a cat, don't want to be a
Right.
human just because you want to.
Correct. And
be
poor
with your favorite
cats
human.
who are stuck
Live
in
long.
Cat World, who used to be humans. They didn't get a story.
They're cool.
But then
they
they
like
were like Avengers.
But they never got
Cat
into the
Avengers
world. I
who-
mean, I thought at the end,
it. They don't want to.
well, some of them wanted to.
Oh, they were like you transform, and
That's what I thought was
you'd be
gonna
like,
happen at the
oh,
end.
we're humans, and they'll be like her crazy
There was a couple
uncles
of
and
moments in the
aunts.
movie where I thought, like, maybe this is like a dark movie where she's just stuck as a cat. And then it's just like, the story is like, be
I know.
warned.
Never trust a big fat cat.
Interesting. So that was it.
Okay, well, that
a
was-
Whisper of the Heart. I mean, Whisker
That
of
was
the
wanting to cry. I pretend to be a cat. Yes, Whisker of the Heart.
Heart. What is it
indeed.
called again?
Yeah,
If you're gonna
Whisker
watch
Away.
a good movie, Tim, I
whisked
wanted to
away.
ask you, what good anime have you seen? That's what I want to know.
Are you asking us or what?
I don't know, man. Like what?
Ghibli stuff?
I guess the Ghibli
Yeah, the Ghibli
stuff,
stuff is fantastic. I think all of them are great.
I mean, there must have been something I've seen
yeah.
that was
I
really
think
good,
that's like
I'm
the cream
sure.
of the crop.
Like a movie.
I mean, I like all the the 80s sci-fi stuff like Akira
Oh, yeah.
and the Ghost in the Shell. You know, I love that stuff. It's got a very
Cynical.
Okay, so what is this feeling? It's not nostalgia. It's not. There's an emotion that you get from something. It's like it's like listening to that lo-fi girl playlist. It's not nostalgia. What is that feeling? It's because you're not nostalgic for something. It just gives you some kind of
The cool
like,
vibes,
remembering of something. It's not even cool. No, it's just it's like a hyper realism that you never were part of, but it kind of just like it's like watching Blade Runner. It just makes you feel a certain way,
Right.
like aesthetically, right?
Yes.
It's I think it's just the way it sounds, and how it looks. I don't know, but I like those like dark, broody, bloody sci-fi animes.
Yeah.
I like those. I'm not
those
into
are
the whole,
gone.
Starker Man or what are we called about those, like the
Mazinger?
classic, TV shows,
Yeah.
which is just like
Bazinga.
Mazinger, what if it's called that stuff? No, it's too lowbrow for me.
Too lowbrow.
I don't know. Dragon Ball Z.
lowbrow.
That's
Dragon
good.
Ball Z is Akira Toriyama.
Abridged.
He's
Abridged.
hilarious. Yeah. Dragon Ball
That's
Z
a good one.
abridged.
Yeah, don't watch the whole. Nothing happens. Nothing happens for like 3 weeks, man. It's just Goku and
Dragon Ball Z
Vegeta staring at each
Yeah.
other.
No. But Vegeta. No.
Your power
yeah,
is too
Frieza's
strong.
like,
In 5 minutes, this whole planet will explode.
Phil, do you remember when we...
And it takes 25 episodes.
It takes him a whole episode to
watched
muster
Dragon
up
Ball
the
Z
spirit
Abridged
bomb.
when
Maybe
they
two
were-
as they were
episodes.
coming out, I believe.
Honestly, it could be 2 episodes.
we did
for some
I
time.
remember.
And then we kind of stopped after they got like...
Well, we wanted to.
famous.
I wanted to at least do a voice for the last season that they were gonna do, but then I found out that they stopped after Cell, so
That's right.
they're done.
No,
Gasp.
I gotta ask.
You
I gotta
gasp?
ask. I'm gonna guess. Phil, Vegeta guy, Jake, Goku guy.
Wow. You
Am I
were correct. But listen to this. It changed.
I'm not sure about Vegeta. I'm not sure about Vegeta for Phil because I was a Vegeta guy. I don't know if Jake
no,
and
I
Phil
was talking about
was.
myself. Phil,
Tim,
no.
Tim, I
Yeah.
hate Vegeta. I
Yeah.
hate him.
Oh,
Don't
Vegeta's
like
the
him.
best. With his little-
Piccolo, number one.
Oh, you-
Piccolo's
yes,
the best.
you-
Piccolo.
You're a
See,
Piccolo
it's funny
man.
that Phil's hasn't changed. Mine has changed. I used to be a Goku guy, but then when we rewatched Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z together, man, Goku is so irresponsible, so annoying. He is honestly the worst. Like, I mean, he's like a nice guy, and he's super strong, and he's one of the fiercest
child.
warriors. But yeah, he's a kid inside, man. And it's like he has a wife, doesn't even give a crap
He's a
about her.
man-child.
So I gotta say that I think I
It's all about fighting justice.
yeah, exactly. I think when we watched it,
It's not even about fighting justice. Goku just wants to fight so he can get better. That's the only
when
reason
we
he's
watched it
doing it.
again,
Yeah.
I liked.
He's-
I believe Gohan. Gohan was a very
really?
because he was like a
The son of Goku. Okay.
more mature. He's like
Gohan was much more mature. I think so. Yeah.
and it's interesting because
He was more. He was half human, right?
yeah, and his story was interesting
Yes.
because at the beginning he was sort of supposed to be trained, and then he was put in these harsh situations. He had to get out of them, so he very powerful. But then later
He
on,
was forced into these hard
correct,
situations.
yeah, and a lot of weight, of the world on this child, and then later on, he tries to live a more normal life and things like that. And he's nice, he's like responsible, caring. I think Gohan's a pretty well-rounded character.
Yeah, Gohan's great.
Yeah.
Gohan's good. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but these are all puns. You know that, right? Gohan
think so.
means food in Japanese. And
I just
rice.
know
So you can-
pickle and Vegeta. That's all I know.
Piccolo is the flute. All of Piccolo. You remember? Do you remember King Piccolo, the original Piccolo?
Piccolo.
Remember him?
yeah. King Piccolo. Yeah.
King Piccolo.
He's green.
Yeah, well, I know, but
Piccolo,
they're all named
via
after
egg.
instruments. Piccolo, and then there's tambourine, and then there's Piccolo, and then there's
Piccolo and Piccolo.
then
whole
Piccolo.
all the
planet of
Saiyans.
Piccolos.
All the Saiyans are named after
Piccolo.
vegetables.
Okay, all this. Okay. Well, what is Goku? then?
Vegeta, Nappa, Radish is Radish. Radish.
Yeah,
Radish.
Okay. His
Yeah.
brother, Radish.
Goku his real name is Kakaka. Remember his real name is Kakaroto.
Kakarat. Oh, he's carrot. Kakarot.
Yeah, carrot.
Yeah.
And guess what? And guess what? Guess what?
What?
Frieza
What? Yeah.
is the freezer.
Oh, it's the fridge. Okay, freezer.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the fridge,
Frieza.
But
and the Ginyu Force, Captain Ginyu is milk. in
Wow, I
Japanese,
actually didn't
so
know
there
there's
you
more
go.
of that.
I would like to rewatch because I don't remember Radish coming back. That was Goku's brother. No, wait.
Yes.
What was that?
It's Goku's brother.
When they're fighting
came
in
back.
this dimension of hell or something like that, like imaginary things. Like there's like a test.
Tube.
That's before
Yeah.
Piccolo, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Like a super bridge. Like 50 minutes.
Bulma. Guess what?
Bluma.
Bulma. Yeah, exactly. Her name in Japanese is Buruma, which is bloomers.
What are bloomers?
You know bloomers, the
No.
Like boomers, but
it's an article
Like
of clothing
bra?
for ladies. Yeah, like bloomers. Come on.
Phil's happily going
Do
to
everything.
Google
Okay,
bloomers.
Yep. There it is.
bloomers, also called the bloomer, the Turkish dress, the American dress, simply reformed dress. Yes,
dress.
bloomers. So there you go. It's those.
Okay.
Yeah, it's those shorts, trunks based. It's these shorts, the trunks, right?
That's
So
ridiculous.
they're all
This is getting
puns.
ridiculous.
They're all getting ridiculous. That's what Dragon Ball is all about, being ridiculous. I love it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If anyone knows like a Dragon Ball Z retrospective in like an hour, give it to me.
That would be good. Just like
because I just want to.
Retelling the
There's no
story.
way I'm going to watch the whole thing.
You're not going to watch the whole thing.
There's like when the Namek saga is happening, you just have like flashing back to Goku doing like pull-ups in like 100
Exactly.
gravity. That was like the lamest.
Yeah.
And he's just like switching it. More gravity. All right, I think we're done.
More.
I think we're done.
It's working. Well, thank you, everybody.
So yeah, thank you for being on podcast Twofold. And well, if you like this episode, let me know.
Just let you know. Just Phil. Yeah, let Phil know.
I know. That's why I laughed, because I said, "Let me know,"
And he'll get back to you as soon as possible.
you guys.
Yeah, let Phil
He'll
know.
recommend to you another movie.
He'll knows everything.
And you can watch it.
Yes. Hopefully, I can't wait for the next movie.
Yeah, I'm picking the next movie, so it'll be amazing.
It'll definitely be amazing.
Octofat.
It probably won't. There's nothing coming out.
Octofat.
Guys. There's nothing coming.
What? This is such a great
so it'll be
time.
lame.
Such a
It's
great time to
live.
be alive.
It's a great time to live, to party.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed these podcasts.
That's it.
I hope you
I
do.
bet when we finally get
British.
to watch movies in theaters, we're going to be talking about being in the theater again.
Phil's favorite topic.
Yeah. 3-hour podcast.
The theater was interesting. We
yeah.
sat
Thank
in
you for
it
listening.
And we looked at the projector screen.
Yep. Cookie Baboom.
We're still on that.
Baboon
All right,
cookie.
everybody. Have a
Can't help it. I just
You just
Have a chicken nugget.
have a chicken
No, you
nugget
didn't
for
understand.
us.
You said I just.
I
Here's
watched.
to you,
I
Nicola
watched.
and Bart.
I watched the Founder, the movie about
Oh,
the
I wanna
McDonald's
watch that.
founder
Sounds
yesterday.
Yeah. Was it good?
It's one of those movies where the story is interesting. The movie, it's one of those movies that you could retell in a couple of sentences,
Oh, that's sad.
the movie would add nothing. You know,
That's so lame.
the performances are really good. The performances are really good, but as far as like,
We'll see you next time,
there's
everybody.
not much else to it. Yeah, whatever. This is a quick review. Quick review from Tim. It's a bonus.
Music's playing and we're done.
Or stay till
Okay.
after there'll be more review from Tim.
All right. Yeah.